I was in bed and I heard the phone going like bing, 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 bing. And whenever that happens, I'm like, okay, there's some sort of rescue coming in. So I like roll over and I'm like looking at it and, you know, I'm kind of blurry eyed and I'm looking at this picture of this cat in a kennel. But underneath it, it says, can you help us with this ocelot? And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, an ocelot, you know. I usually say yes to most things that come in, but I thought, well, that one I'm going to run by the vets and make sure that, you know, we have the ability to manage it in the clinic because our clinic is pretty small. I just kept staring at the picture and the more I kept looking at it and focusing better and everything, the more I thought, this isn't an ocelot, you know, 'cause we have an ocelot here and I'm familiar with ocelots, and I thought, oh my gosh, this looks like an Oncilla. I wrote back to the guys and I'm like, yeah, let me, you know, give me some more information. They were like, well, it was found on the side of the road and guy just went and picked it up. And I was like, wow, you know, to pick up an ocelot seems a little odd. And so I finally said to them, how large is the cat? And they said, oh, it's the size of a house cat. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it could be an Oncilla. So yes, of course, bring it. We'll be happy to help.
Bueno, pues hicimos una sedación leve en el tigrillo para poder hacer la revisión médica completa. Tenía lesiones en la cara, probablemente por un golpe, no sabemos si por un vehículo o qué, pero sí había unas lesiones importantes en la boca. Perdió uno de los colmillos y había como lesiones en piel, pero esas eran leves. Hicimos exámenes de sangre que mandamos al laboratorio para evaluar función renal, función hepática. Además hicimos test de virus como SIDA, leucemia. Todos los resultados salieron bien, todos los resultados salieron dentro de los parámetros normales. Hicimos exámenes de heces. Además se hizo una revisión física completa y el animal estaba en muy buenas condiciones.
General awareness around Oncillas is very limited. They're a cat that's, they don't come, you know, they don't show up that often. They're very elusive. They are here in Costa Rica, but there haven't been any studies on them until the Oncilla folks decided to focus on them, which was so great.
El programa Oncilla Conservation es un programa de conservación enfocado en las especies de felinos pequeños de Costa Rica, donde actualmente estamos estudiando las poblaciones de la especie más amenazada de felinos de Costa Rica, que es la oncilla, y evaluando las amenazas que presenta la especie con el fin de buscar soluciones a estas amenazas.
So we know that they're listed as vulnerable, and so it's really important that any information that we can provide to them that they can use in their studies so that they can, you know, have a general picture of the status of the animal here in Costa Rica. And then also give them a DNA sample that they're actually going to send off to Korea, and then they can analyze it.
La colaboración con organizaciones o instituciones que presentan colecciones ex situ como centros de rescate es de gran importancia para realizar labores de conservación, especialmente en casos que trabajen con especies tan particulares y tan raras como la oncilla.
So when the Oncilla was ready to be released, we were looking at the map and trying to figure out just where he had been found, because he had been found on the edge of the road. I talked to the wildlife ranger that was going to meet us, and I said, hey, do you have any ideas of where we can release them? Because I want it to be on their protected land anywhere, you know, that's not by road. And he said, I have the perfect spot, Leslie. I'm going to Tapanti National Park. And all of us hopped in the car that day. We met the wildlife man Mauricio there. And we also met the folks from the Oncilla Project there as well. But Tapanti is one of the most beautiful national parks that I've been in. And we went all the way up into an area that was beyond where visitors are allowed. So it was a wonderful protected area. And we found a beautiful creek, and that's where we decided to release him at the creek. It's exciting for us to work with different organizations like the Oncilla Project and folks that are studying the animals in the wild, because what we see here is we're seeing the rehab part, but to actually have that group and study them in the wild, and them, using our information and us sharing information with them, and them sharing information for us, it's just like a win-win situation for the animals in the country.